Hey YouTube, this is Trains and Destinations, and today I'm going to be doing an unboxing video. So yes, I'm going to be doing another unboxing. This will be a tech unboxing, and I'm not going to do a laptop today. I'm not made of money, so no laptops right now. I'm pretty much set when it comes to laptops for right now. So instead I'm going to do a phone unboxing. So today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of this. The Motorola Moto G6. Now, the Motorola E line has an interesting history. The Moto E originally came out in 2014, and then we had in 2015 the second gen Moto E, and then 2016, at least in the United States, there was no Moto E. If you wanted a cheap Motorola phone, you got the G4 Play. But then in 2017, we got the Moto E4, which I actually owned that phone for a couple of months. And for a budget phone, that was really good. The Moto E4 had a quad-core Snapdragon 425, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage. It had an 8-megapixel camera and a fingerprint sensor. And for the price, which was $130 unlocked, it was a really good deal. And then you also had the Moto E4 Plus, which came out in the same year. So you also had the Moto E4 Plus that came out in the same year, and the thing to note about the E4 Plus was that it was a larger version of the E4 that had a larger 5.5-inch display. I believe a slightly upgraded Snapdragon 427, up to 32 gigs of storage and the same 2 gigs of RAM, and that phone retailed for $200. So for an ultra budget phone, that phone was really those phones were really solid for what they were, and I enjoyed the one that I had. I had an E4, I did enjoy it. But fast forward to 2018, we got the Moto E5, and that pretty much was a failure, in my opinion. There were so many different variants of the phone, whether unlocked for GSM carriers, unlocked for everybody, different prepaid carrier variants. It was a mess. Because you got the E5 Play, you had the E5, the E5 Plus. It was just an entire mess. It was ridiculous. And so I just moved on. My current daily driver is a Moto G6. I do prefer the Moto G line of phones because those are more usable for everyday use. But I like trying out the E line. You know, there's something just nice and quirky about these phones, and the fact that you get so much for so little. So anyway, this here is a Moto E6. Comes in this bright blue box. This one is an unlocked variant. And the cool thing is that the Moto E6 right now is on sale for $99.99. Yeah, it's on sale for 99 bucks. And that's a very good deal. The fact you can get a brand new phone for $99 is incredible. So let's just say it's $100 bucks. It's a $100 phone. And for that price, I think this is really solid. Now, normally the phone retails for $150, and for that price, it's really not worth it. There are many different phones from different carriers, such as Nokia, Blue, even some low-end Samsung phones that really are a better value. Even the low-end Moto G7, the Moto G7 Play, that's a better value than this E6. So for $150, I would not get this phone, but for $99, why not? So, anyway, let's just take a look here at the box. So, as you can see, it's a blue box. There really isn't much to say. This doesn't even list any specs on it. Nothing. So, let's take a look at the unboxing experience. I already cut the tape. So, let's get started. So, when you open it up, you're greeted by the phone. We'll put that to the side. And you move this cover. This here is just your user manual, warranty guide, and then right here, this is your charging brick. It is a 5-volt charger, so no fast charging. I mean, it's a $100 phone, so you really have to lower your expectations. And then in here is the charging cable. Now, one area of cost cutting is that this phone, as you can see, has a micro USB charging cable, which is honestly disappointing. Pretty much every phone today charges via USB Type-C. That has been the case for a couple of years, but this phone still has the good old micro USB charger, so that's annoying, but you know, not the end of the world. And also in the box you get this, a battery. Yes, This phone actually does have a removable battery, which again is almost unheard of today. This was a common feature in phones several years ago, but now most phones, of course, have integrated batteries. But yep, this one does have a removable battery. It is a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So compared to the old Moto E5 Play and the E4, this battery is a bit larger. Those had 2800 milliamp hour batteries. This is bigger at 3000 milliamp hours, and it's a very lightweight battery. And thus, that's all you get in the box. So because it does have a removable battery, the back cover comes off the phone, and thus that's how you put in your SIM cards. There's no SIM tool because the SIM tray is underneath this back cover. So we're just going to take a quick look at the phone and we'll unpeel it. So it kind of tells you where everything is. So you have your standard Android buttons down here, and then you have your volume rockers and your power button all on the right hand side of the phone. So let's go ahead and unpeel this. And there we go. This phone is very lightweight, I will say. Very lightweight, but that's because there's no battery in it. So as far as the design goes, it's very, very basic. I'll just prop it up against there. So as you can see, it's a very basic design. You have pretty big bezels on the bottom and top. But, I mean, that's by today's standards. It has thinner bezels compared to the Moto E4 and, some other cheap phones. So it's not bad. Like I said, you have your volume rockers on the side and your power button. Up top, you do have a headphone jack, so that plus, a big plus right there. On the back, you do have your Motorola logo, as well as your camera. So this has a single 13 megapixel camera, which isn't bad. The old Moto E4 and E5 Play only had an 8 megapixel camera, so this phone gets a big bump up in the camera department. Although the old Moto E4 Plus and some of the Moto E5s had a 13 megapixel camera, but nevertheless, it is good that this phone does have a decent camera now. And on the back, there is no fingerprint sensor. That's another area cost cutting. The E4 and some E5s did come with a fingerprint sensor, but this one doesn't have it. And I should note that this is the only Moto E for this year. The Moto E6 comes in this one variant. There's no Plus version. That's it. This is the only one. So anyway, the back cover does come off. Oh yeah, and at the bottom you have your micro USB charging port. So the back does come off. You just kind of put your finger in this little area here to kind of take off the back cover. Like that. This whole phone is made out of plastic, which is, it's expected. Oh wow, this is on pretty tight. There we go. And yeah, so your battery goes right there, and then here you have a combination SIM slot and micro SD card slot. So that's pretty nice, and I believe this phone can hold up to 256 gigabytes of storage, and so that's pretty good. Now as far as the specs of this phone goes, it has an octa-core Snapdragon 435 processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, and 16 gigabytes of internal storage, so really basic specs. But I think this phone's going to be solid. I think if you need a phone for basic use, if you need a basic phone just for calling, texting, occasional web browsing, you don't do much gaming on your phone, I think this will work out. And I think for $99, this is a very good deal. Now, again, if this phone is not on sale, if it's at $150, I don't think it's worth it. But I think for $99, this is a pretty solid deal. So I'm going to end it there with the unboxing. Although real quick, I'll mention the case I got for this phone. So I did get this case off of Amazon. This is a Spigen Rugged Armor case for the Moto E6. This is what the case looks like, and honestly, I'm a huge fan of Spigen. Just personal, I'm not sponsored or anything, But I use Spigen cases on pretty much all of my phones. I like the design, the sort of faux carbon fiber look. And these cases are nice. They're slim while providing good protection, so I just get Spigen cases for all my phones. And I believe I paid about $12, so not a bad price. And as far as screen protectors go, well, I use this generic iPhone X screen protector from the dollar store, but it works. So anyway, thanks for watching.